Hi everyone. I just wanted to go over quickly how we have been working through finding factors and multiples of certain numbers. That's been our a big focus in the unit so far. It is going to come up on the homework this week, which will be due October 10th, which is next Thursday. So if this is helpful, I hope that it is. So if we were looking at 18, we've been working on finding factors of 18 and multiples of 18s, and I tend to see that sometimes we get them confused. So one of the things with factors that I've been encouraging them to do is create what we call a factor rainbow. That way they can see that factors come in pairs and multiples simply mean just to skip count. So if I were finding factors of 18, one of the things that I've told them is every number's one set of factor pairs that will always work will always be 1 and that number, because 1 times 18 gives me 18. So in the rainbow, I like to tell them to keep track, to kind of go in order so that the numbers you're not forgetting any. So after 1, I would tell them to try 2. So we know because 18 is an even number, 2 will work as a factor. So I know that 2 times 9 also gives me 18. So again, I'd keep in order. I have 1, I have 2, then I would try 3. Well, if they didn't know that off the top of their head, I'm always encouraging them to skip count. So if I were skip counting by 3 and I eventually said 18, then I know that it would work. So I would just tell them to make a list. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and we do say 18. So to get the pair for 3, I would simply count how many times I skip counted, which would give me 6. Again, keeping in order, then I would try 4. Well, I know if I skip count by 4, I'm going to go past 18, so 4 would not work. Next would be 5. 18 doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, which we've been talking about, so 5 doesn't work. And then I reach the second side of my rainbow, which means I've found all my factors. So I always tell them to count how many arcs. So I have 1, 2, 3 arcs. So there are 3 pairs of factors. 1, 18, 2, 9, and 3 and 6. In regards to finding multiples, I've simply just said to them, multiples mean skip count. So like down here, we were skip counting by 3. If I'm finding the multiples of 18, I'm just simply going to skip count by 18. So again, I know that skip counting by 18 is not something we normally practice, but again, I just tell them you're continuously just adding that number over and over to find the multiple. So again, I've told them to just kind of make a little quick equation underneath of each number to help them get the next factor, or the next multiple set, and that would give them 54. So again, we've talked about factors coming in pairs and multiples meaning skip count. Please do not hesitate to send me an email if you need any further help or if I can provide any extra resources. Thanks, guys.